Hello. My name's Honey. This is my first YouTube video and I'm just gonna be on here talking about my BBL journey. This first video is gonna be just questions that you guys asked me specifically on IG. So I'll answer those and then I'll keep posting videos about what happened, what I did. I did have lipo 360 and a BBL in Miami with Dr.Digeronimo. I found him through 305 plastic surgery. But the office that you go to for surgery is at his facility. Okay, so let's get into the questions. So these are questions that you ladies ask me either pre-surgery or you're doing your research, whatever. I'm here to help and answer your questions. And so I did have lipo 360. I have all of my foams and boards in, so I look huge, but I do have no more love handles. You can see that. I'm sitting on a BBL pillow, by the way. Looks like this. Very helpful if you don't have one, but it's you have to find a good one because some of them are hard right here, but the one that I have I got from my massage therapist. So let's get into the questions. I think I like my braids like this. So the first question that I got on Instagram was, which day was the most painful post-op? I would say the second day, because the first day you're I'm expecting this to hurt, all of that, but the second day is when your body sets, it's been sitting there overnight. First of all, the sleeping is terrible. If you're not a stomach sleeper, you're in for a roller coaster because it's hard. But the second day was the worst for me, I'd say, but it wasn't too bad. It just was I just had major surgery, so it was tough. Okay, so let's get into the questions. So these are questions that you ladies ask me either pre-surgery or you're doing your research, whatever. I'm here to help and answer your questions. And so I did have lipo 360. I have all of my foams and boards in, so I look huge, but I do have no more love handles. You can see that. I'm sitting on a BBL pillow, by the way. Looks like this. Very helpful if you don't have one, but it's you have to find a good one because some of them are hard right here, but the one that I have I got from my massage therapist. So let's get into the questions. I think I like my braids like this. I just stretch them out because they shrink. This is my hair, all of it. Okay, so the first question that someone asked me on Instagram was from _cold file, I hope. So the first question that I got on Instagram was, which day was the most painful post-op? I would say the second day, because the first day you're I'm expecting this to hurt, all of that, but the second day is when your body sets, it's been sitting there overnight. First of all, the sleeping is terrible. If you're not a stomach sleeper, you're in for a roller coaster because it's hard. But the second day was the worst for me, I'd say, but it wasn't too bad. It just was I just had major surgery, so it was tough. It was the second day for sure. On the first couple of hours after surgery, it was just the hour that hurt me the most because I had started my cycle. The surgery kick-started my cycle a week early, but thankfully it was only for one day. But I just had really bad period cramps. It just wasn't fun for me. But after the cramping had stopped, then I was okay. It was just the lipo pain, not too bad. Rate the pain on a scale from 1 to 10. I'd say I was never over a 5. I feel I have a high pain tolerance. I never took the pain medication that they prescribed to me, which was tramadol. Dr. D prescribes tramadol. Didn't know what it was before surgery, and I haven't even looked into what it is after surgery because I didn't really take it, but it's a pain medication. They will also prescribe to you a sleeping medication, but I never took that either because the pharmacist expressed like very strongly that if you take them together at nighttime, then it can be very dangerous for you and even stop your heart. So I was like, no thanks, I don't need it. But I did pick up prescription medication at Publix in Miami. It was very easy for me to do, and it was only $6 after my insurance. So if you have insurance, go to Publix or Walmart or Walgreens. I think they have pharmacies too. Yeah. So third question, how long were you asleep for? I was asleep, so I went back to surgery at 10 a.m. and I got out at 11:45. So almost 2 hours fully. Yeah, I thought it was pretty quick. Yeah, and then I knew that some of the girls that were going the same day as me, they also went back around the same time and came out the same time. So that tells you that his assistants are definitely helping throughout the surgeries when he just like hops in and out of the rooms. Okay, how many days did you stay in Miami? I stayed 7 days total, Monday through Monday. I flew in on Monday. And we landed around like 5 or 6 p.m. so there wasn't like that much we could do that day, but we did get a rental car SUV, and by we, it's me and my mom. My mom went with me. So we got an SUV, and what else did we do? We did go to Walmart that night because I knew that I was gonna get a mattress topper, like a twin size mattress topper, the foam, memory foam ones, so I could put it in the back seat of the SUV with the seats folded back. So I was in the trunk, which was so comfortable, the best decision ever. So yeah, and then we got to the hotel, and the hotel was really nice. We stayed at the Wood Springs Suites in Doral. That was the one, Doral. It was so great because there's a kitchen in there. You have a stovetop, you have a full fridge with a freezer, and then like a kitchen sink. So that was perfect because we knew that me and my mom were gonna cook, or like she was gonna cook for me. So we got to Walmart, bought all of my groceries, and we did like healthy stuff, only veggies, and then like salmon and ground turkey. And she made that for me the whole time we were there, and it had like asparagus and all broccoli and cauliflower and onions and garlic and ginger. We borrowed a NutriBullet so I can make my smoothies and stuff. That was really good because there's a freezer, so you can keep the stuff in the freezer. We bought pineapple juice, cranberry juice, orange juice. I brought with me collagen powder, chia seeds, and then we packed all of our seasonings. My mom got a big suitcase for all of our seasonings, and we got pots and pans and a spatula. And from Walmart, we borrowed like a plastic microwavable plates and bowls and forks. So we planned perfectly. I can do a separate video on like how I planned and prepped and everything, because I planned it like A1. It was the smoothest thing ever. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I stayed in Miami 7 days total, Monday to Monday. So the first day we just got the car, we picked up a couple of groceries, and then went to the hotel, and then that was it for the night. The next day was my pre-op. So I was supposed to be there at 9:30 a.m. for pre-op at Dr.Digeronimo's office. And that lasted about an hour, and then we had the rest of the day. We went shopping, we had more grocery shopping to do, just like last minute stuff. And then that was it. And then the next day was my surgery. That was a Wednesday. So I stayed 5 days total after surgery, Wednesday through Monday. And we left Monday night to go back home. Yeah, so a week total. I feel like I could have left by day 4. I was like pretty, like, this wasn't that bad, girls. For me, at least I should say. Because some people I know it was tough, but luckily for me, everything was good. What was the most and least favorite part of your journey? Favorite part of my journey was getting the surgery, obviously. So I got this. No, but my favorite part was getting my body done, for real. Like, I'm really happy I did it. It was the best decision that I could have made for myself at this point in my life. It was just like, I'm so happy I did it. My least favorite part was probably the massages, just because I feel like it's torture. Like, you're paying for them to torture you. It freaking hurts. It hurts, period. It hurts. It hurts. My first massage, I passed out. I was talking to the girl. We were fine. She had me standing up because she was doing my stomach. I was talking, 3 seconds later, closed my eyes, I'm down on the floor. She's trying to pick me up, put me on the table. I was a mess. And I just like, and then 3 seconds after that, I woke up and I was fine. I was like, I don't know what happened. I just passed out, but your body just goes into shock because it's so painful. It happened to me too when I had my nipples pierced. I like was fine. He went on to the second one and I was out. Speaking of like being out, I remember when I woke up from the anesthesia, she had me on my back and I was like, okay, can you help me flip over? And she's like, okay, do it. She like pulled up the blanket off of me, because they do give you a heated blanket or hot air or something. It feels so good and warm. But she was like, okay, get up and do it. So I got up, pushed myself up, and then I rolled over on the bed, and I was fine. I was like, okay, can you call my mom? I'm ready to go home. And she was like, you're doing really well. I got up and I walked out and I got my butt in the trunk and laid down. I was okay. Like, I was fine. Okay. But yeah, that was my least favorite, was getting the massages. I needed them, but they freaking hurt a lot for me. How was your car ride after surgery? Again, it wasn't bad because I had the foam mattress topper and my SUV car, so I was fine. Now, the one thing that initially I was booked with Dr. William at 305 Plastic Surgery, so I initially booked the hotel closer to that office. It was only going to be like 15 minutes, but because Dr.Digeronimo does his surgery at his own practice in Aventura, Florida, I think, I was 45 minutes with traffic, and you're like going to all your appointments in the morning and then like in the afternoon, so it's like always traffic. So it was 45 minutes ride, like going and coming pretty much. And I was fine the whole time. Like, we had the windows down. I went the very last week of March, so it was like the temperature was perfect. It wasn't too hot. It was kind of cloudy, so the sun wasn't like burning. I felt really good. Like, I was okay. I was okay. Okay. How many massages did you get while you were in Miami? Did you stay at a recovery house? If not, where? So I didn't stay at a recovery house. I stayed at the Wood Springs Suites in Doral. And how many massages did I get? So I got 5, 6. I got 6 total. So let me tell you that something that people don't really talk about a lot is like getting the lymphatic drainage massages before your surgery. I feel like this is one of the reasons why I was so fine out of surgery, because I got 3 massages total before surgery. So I got 2 out here with my massage therapist, Miss Lisa. I'll tell you about her because she is awesome. And I got 1 out there beforehand because the place that I booked at was closed on Sundays, and I bought a package of 5, so I got 1 the day before so I wouldn't miss out on one of my packages. So I did 3 before, and it really does help to open up your lymphatic system. Like, the whole point of the surgery is to like get your lymphatic system going, and like your blood and all this stuff, and moving it around and all of this stuff. So getting it before like helped me so much. I didn't bruise that much. Usually I bruise so much. I didn't, like, barely had any bruising, and I was draining fine. I didn't drain for too long, and I like never, like, I get swollen. I can tell that I'm swollen, but I'm not like huge or anything. I don't know, like, getting the massages beforehand, people don't talk about it, but I think it's really important. And if you have somebody that you know you're going to do it, talk to them about it, and they may tell you it's a great thing or like tell you otherwise. I don't know, but I did it and it worked for me. So yes, so I did 3 before surgery. I did 6 out there total, and then I had a package of 10 waiting for me when I came back, which I just finished yesterday. Was my package with my girl out here. So now I'm going to start another one, but I'm going to do them every other day now instead of every day, because now I'm at 2 weeks. Okay, what did you wear on surgery day? I wore a black just a long black dress. It stopped at my knees, and I brought my Crocs. I only brought one pair of shoes, and that was my Crocs the entire time I was in Miami. Only brought one pair. And I can do a separate video on packing, like what I used versus what I didn't use. But I packed really well too. Like, I was ready, guys. I was ready. So yeah, I wore that during surgery. Did you get massages with 305? No, I did not. And if not, why not, and with who? So I didn't get 305 massages because I heard they're boo-boo, they suck. I don't know, I didn't go myself, so I don't have first-hand experience, but I knew I was gonna get somebody else. And the pricing is like ridiculous. I found the place that I found on Groupon called Destiny Med Spa. I got 5 massages for $200, so it was good. And they're like a beautiful facility. They also do other services. So my mom had a massage. They have a sauna room we could sit at. It was just nice for her and for me, and it was close to my place. And then the other place I went to was After Lipo Massages. She's really good too. She has her own place. It's beautiful, but it was a little further out the way for me, and it was downtown, which was really busy. And but they're open on Sundays. That's important. You have to plan stuff like that. See, you have to plan. But I didn't go 305 because I just knew, like, I would have had to go to 305 for their massages, which is ridiculous because I went to Dr.Digeronimo's office and they're like 30-40 minutes away from each other. And 305 is always so busy. Like, they're just so busy all the time. So I just, okay. Well, how did you feel immediately after surgery? I was fine. I was up walking around. Well, my mom made me do it too. Like, nobody could have took care of me better than my mom. She had me up and walking around, okay? And she had me drinking so many fluids that I had to get up and pee every 5 minutes anyway. So my pain wasn't too bad. The only time I was like really hurting was like an hour after surgery. I had started my cycle and I had like really bad cramps. After that passed, after a couple hours, I was good. I have so many more questions to answer, and I have a lot of content that I want to put out there for you guys because there's like a lot of things that you should know. Going to Dr. Digeronimo's office versus going 305, packing, what I ate, what I wore, all that stuff is coming up. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.